Hey Embers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to part 18 of our Harvest Moon Back to Nature slow playthrough. So we're starting on day 23 of summer, year 1. We do 4 days again in this episode, so we're just checking the weather as always. We don't actually need to check the weather today because it is a festival tomorrow, so it's guaranteed to be sunny. And it is the fireworks festival tomorrow. So I hope you're enjoying this playthrough. Like I say, we are only on summer year 1, so the notice here is to remind us about the clippers, because we did of course get a sheep in the last episode. We're just checking if anything's grown today. And it doesn't look like anything's grown. So yes, last episode we actually completed all of our summer goals, which was to get the largest backpack upgrade, to get the first house upgrade, and to get either a cow or a sheep. So the rest of summer really is up to us what we do. Like I say, I put those goals on myself. They're not goals that are actually in the game. But I just think it makes it a little bit more fun to have these goals. And we've completed them all for summer. So the rest of summer should be nice and easy for us. We're just checking our money situation, our chicken feed, 35 chicken feed, so we're looking good. Just checking everything else, our accounts. There's our first sheep. So the rest of summer, like I say, should be quite a breeze for us. This is actually the penultimate episode of summer. Next week's will be the last episode in summer. Before we move on to fall, as they call it in this game. I obviously call it autumn. It's actually my favourite season in real life as well, so really excited for that. So we're grabbing our flowers for the girls as always. I think last we saw Potpourri, she was on a yellow heart, so we'll see if that's still the case. Of course, grabbing the wild crops as well. So yeah, it looks like Potpourri is still yellow. And Anne, I assume, is still blue. Yes. So we're going to parboil 3 of our eggs here. And as always, oh, we're just talking to Potpourri again. As always, we are going to give one to the Harvest Goddess. I've mentioned this many times, this is not strictly necessary at this point in our playthrough, however, I've mentioned many times why I continue to do it. So I know for some people that would be a waste of money, but that's just how I play. It feels so strange to me that we're nearly at the end of summer, year 1 in this playthrough. So we're going to go in to say hello to our sheep. And if you'll recall, we don't own the clippers yet, so we can't clip the sheep, we can't shear the sheep. We're just going to feed her. I don't think we've said hello to the horse yet, so I think that's what we're going to try and find the horse. We also have our grass growing from last week as well. So we're going to have our first speed up of the episode here. We're going to help the harvest sprites with watering. As I say, I repeat myself every episode. I hope you don't mind these speed ups. Oh, we found the horse. I hope you don't mind these speed ups. It just helps to make the episodes run a little bit more smoothly and have them a little quicker. Or should I have them a little shorter? That's what I meant to say. So yeah, carrying on watering the crops here. We had a lovely payout last episode with the pineapples finally growing in. So what are we going to do for the rest of today? I'm not entirely sure. So let's see what we end up doing. So I think we're finally going to get the clippers. so we can shear the sheep. Now in this game, I always think the sheep look much better when you don't shear them, but you do of course need to shear them to make them happy, and it's some profit as well. So we've bought the clippers. And because we have quite a bit of money, we decide to go ahead and buy the milker as well, even though we don't actually own a cow yet. But I'm sure we will be adding cows and more sheep soon. So, like I say, even though we don't own a cow, we thought we'd go ahead and grab the milker anyway. Which is obviously to milk the cow. Self-explanatory there. So we're now heading back to the woods. And what are we doing? Oh, we're going to head into Gotz's house. And we're being a bit ambitious here. We're just going to see how much the first barn upgrade, or the only barn upgrade, sorry, will take. So 6,800 Gs, so we have the money for it, but 500 pieces of lumber, I don't think we're anywhere near that. So we decide to go ahead and have a look how much lumber actually costs if you want to buy it rather than get it yourself. And that does cost 50 Gs a piece. So very, very expensive and not something that we're going to be able to do. So we won't be enlarging the barn anytime soon. We're just going to check how much lumber we do have. And we only have 38 pieces. So it would be far too expensive to try and get that to 500. So we're heading back out. And with that, we are going to chop some lumber. So on to our second speed up here. As I say, you've seen this before, so I do like to speed these up. And it seems like the 23rd is going to be a very short day for us. I don't know what we're going to do next, but we are heading back to the farm. So are we heading to bed? Now, of course, we're going to go and shear our sheep. And you'll note it is 5 PM, but I think we've got there just in time to get this shipped today. So there we go. As you can see, it's a small wool at the moment. And I just think they look so silly when they've been sheared. Look at him. Now with the sheep, you don't get produce every day. So obviously with our chickens, you get an egg every single day if you do everything right. We're just going to double check. I think we have already brushed the horse. With the sheep, it takes a while for the wool to grow, so you don't get produce from the sheep every single day. Oh, we're heading out of the farm. I thought we were going to bed. So what are we doing? I'm not entirely sure. Are we going to head to the beach? No, I think we're heading to the inn to see if a random event will pop. So let's go inside and check. And unfortunately, it doesn't. So we didn't get a random event. So we're going to head back outside. And this is another speed up because I decide to wait a little bit. So I have sped this up for you so you don't have to sit here for a long time. And we can see people starting to pile in. So at 8:10, we decide to see if the event will pop again. And unfortunately, it does not. So we decide to spend a bit of time talking to people at the inn. And are we actually going to buy something this time? Because every time we've been to the inn in this playthrough, we've just bought water. That's horrible. My father's always scolding me because I don't act like a girl. Dear. So let's see what we end up doing. Are we going to get a water? Well, we do have a lot of money now, so we actually go for a pineapple juice. Can you believe it? We're actually getting something at the inn that isn't water. I'm not a fan of pineapple juice in real life, to be honest with you. So again, we decide to go upstairs and have a chat with everybody. Just because, I suppose. Oh, poor Cliff. I love Cliff so much. And Gray, still not happy being in the country. I'd love to live in Mineral Town if Mineral Town was real. I think you're taking it for granted, Gray. So with that, I believe we'll probably be heading back and going to bed. Yep, looks like we're heading to bed. Of course, we're going to watch the television before bed as always. So what have we got today? The song hour. Okay, let's see. Oh dear. What is it today? Today's guest is item. How to use tools. Okay. I think we've been playing for long enough that we know how to use the tools. I cannot fathom how this is a song, but it's best not to question these things. Could you imagine how boring this song would actually be? He's not getting my vote, I'll tell you that. And now we're on to good old Farmer Fran. What's she talking about this time? Oh, she's talking about sheep. Again, I don't know if this television show is programmed to where you are in the game, personally. Because we bought a sheep, and what do you know, she's talking about sheep. So, but she was talking about cows before, and we didn't have a cow, so I don't know. And with that, we're going to take the dog off to bed, and that marks the end of day 23. So, moving swiftly on to day 24. And today is a festival. It is the fireworks display, so we're checking the weather for tomorrow, nice and sunny again. I'm not a fan of summer in real life. We're currently going through the summer here, and being ginger, it's not good for me. I wish I could hibernate all summer. But it's quite nice. It wasn't planned this way, but it's quite nice that the seasons you're seeing in Harvest Moon at the moment are sort of marking sort of in time with the seasons that are happening in real life. I don't know how long that'll last. So we do have tomatoes today. We won't get paid for them today, unfortunately, being a festival day, but we will get paid for them tomorrow. But yeah, it wasn't planned that way, that spring would be in spring in real life and summer would be in summer, but that seems to be how it's worked out. At least for where I live. So a bit of a speed up there while we gather the rest of our tomatoes, feeding the fish as always, grabbing the honey, and oh no, we're shipping it. I was going to say presumably heading straight to the hen house, but we're actually heading back home. There was a couple of mistakes made in this episode because I forgot what we'd already put in the fridge. So I keep checking the refrigerator to see if we need to put anything in there. I tend to like 3 of everything, so we do put the honey in there, but we've already put 3 tomatoes in there, so we leave that for now. Don't ask me why, but it felt appropriate to have 3 of every crop in there, so that's what I did. So heading into the hen house now. We're going to ship the rest of the tomatoes. Now we do have a full day to kill because the fireworks display I don't think starts till 6 PM at the beach. And we're feeding the chickens before we pick up the eggs, which is always a good idea. It's a slightly shorter episode today, which I'm quite pleased with because I know that this game is probably boring for a lot of people to watch, actually. I appreciate that. I just find it really cute and really fun. But as primarily an RPG player myself, an action RPG and JRPG, I've said this before, I can understand why this would be a little bit boring to watch. So at least with the slightly shorter episodes, there's less for you to watch. Of course, we've picked the flowers, but the girls aren't here because it's a festival day. So we're going to parboil the eggs. And you see, I nearly make a mistake here because I go to give this egg to the Harvest Goddess and then I realise it is a festival day, so she won't be there. So even though we lost a bit of honey, a little bit of profit because we kept the honey today, we are shipping one extra egg, so that should even it out. So we realise we still have these flowers, so we're just going to nip these into the house. And for some reason we check the refrigerator, I'm not sure why. Because we only have 2 wild crops, so we're going to put one of the wild crops in here as well. So we'll ship the rest. Again, we of course won't get any money today, so tomorrow's payday should be quite good. And with that, I think we're going into another speed up, just helping the Harvest Sprites water. We're of course brushing the horse as always. And we do have quite a bit of time to kill before the festival. So let's see what we decide to do. I believe, are we gonna, oh no, we're gonna go mining. So again, there'll be quite a big speed up here while I mine. I do tend to speed this bit up. But if you've been watching my playthroughs up to this point, you have seen the mining mechanic before. Apologies if you can hear any noise outside. Someone's decided to start yelling. It is what it is. I don't know what they're yelling about. And in retaliation, my bunny rabbits decided to make a load of noise as well. So I do apologise if you can hear background noise there. I feel like I say this every video I do. I'm just surrounded by noise. So we're going to take some of this ore to the cupboard and store some of it. I don't think we have any ore stored yet. No, we don't. So we're going to store 3 silvers and 3 coppers. Oh, she's being so loud. I'm so sorry. Once again, as I've said in previous episodes, I don't think my bunny rabbit understands the concept of recording. So again, there's not really any reason to be keeping 3 of everything. That just seemed to be the number I went with. So with that, I think we're going to head back doing a bit more mining. She's pulling cardboard apart, so that's why it sounds so loud. And we're going to, of course, do another speed up here for the rest of the mining. Just killing some time before the festival starts. There is still a thing in the mine that we haven't seen yet, so hopefully we get to see that at one point during this playthrough. So with that, we're going to ship some of the ore, and I imagine we're going to store, I think we got 1 gold, yep, so I imagine we're going to store that 1 gold. But we'll ship the rest. Again, I wasn't really concerned about what types of ore I was getting, because this is mainly just to kill some time before the festival. So, like I say, we're going to store this ore. And with that, I believe we're going to head down to the beach and wait for the fireworks display to start. So I do a little speed up here, a little speed up here, because I'm waiting till 6 o'clock. And with that, as always, I'm going to stay quiet until the festival is over so you can enjoy it, and I will be back when the fireworks festival is finished. Enjoy! And with that, we move straight on to day 25 because the festival does stop you from finishing the day. So we didn't get to watch telly last night, what a shame. But we're day 25, the penultimate day in this episode, checking the weather as always and watching the news. From this point forward, the news is going to say the same thing for summer. So we're just going to watch it this once. And we're on to the start of day 25. So nothing in the mailbox. It is somebody's birthday today. And some of our corn has grown in, so we have a little speed up here while we gather the corn. We're going to brush the horse. We're going to feed the fish, but we're not going to grab the honey yet. So straight into the hen. Oh, no, we're not going into the hen house. So we have 30 chicken feed. So we decide to use some of our corn for chicken feed. You get 10 each corn you throw into the silo. So I think we end up with 60 chicken feed. So as I've said before, you do lose a bit of profit doing that. However, you do gain as well because you don't have to buy chicken feed. So we're going to ship all this corn. As I say, should be quite a good payday today. And we're not going to feed the hens just yet or collect anything. We're going to go grab the rest of this corn. And with that, we are going to grab the honey now as well. So I believe we take some of this corn into the house because, again, I wanted to check if I had enough in the fridge. That's the one bad thing, I do forget what I've put in the fridge already. And as you can see, we already have 3 corns, so we don't need to put any in the fridge today. I'm not sure you'd put a corn like that straight into the fridge, but I've discussed the mechanics of this fridge before. Not very realistic, is it? So you'll note we're not going to ship the honey. As I have mentioned, it is somebody's birthday today and we're going to give the honey to them. So for now we're just feeding the fish. No, we're not. We're feeding the hens. I've said that a few times. If these are fish, there's a problem. Gonna ship the golden egg as always and gather the rest. Now I think somebody's having a food delivery outside, so apologies if you can hear that. I definitely need to be in a soundproof room to do this. With a better microphone. I know. So we're gathering the flowers for the girls and the wild crops. So I think Potpourri will have a check, but I think she'll still be on yellow. Yep, it looks like she is. Yep, still a yellow heart for now. So of course we're only sparboiling 3 eggs this time, because we do want to give an egg to the goddess today. I wonder what she does with all these eggs. We just throw an egg in here pretty much every day. She's probably thinking, will you stop giving me eggs? She barely gets anything else, bless her. But what would a goddess need with eggs anyway? Let's be honest. So we're going to ship all of this. No, we're not. Hang on, what are we doing? Hey up. Ah, we're off to see the sheep. They just look so silly when you've sheared them. And we're going to ship everything, of course, except the honey today. So heading out, I assume we're going to give somebody their birthday present. And as I've said, you do get more affection if you wrap the birthday presents, but for the first year, I think I don't bother wrapping them. We'll see what happens in year 2. And it is Mayor Thomas's birthday today. So we're going to give the mayor the honey, and he says he forgot it was his birthday. Oh, bless him. So with that, I think we're going to head up to the shop. There's not too much we need to buy, to be honest. A lot of the crops in summer take a while to grow, so we won't be needing any more summer crops. But we do decide to check how much fish food we've got, and we have 22. So I think we buy enough to make that 40. I think 35 actually. And we decide to go ahead and buy the bin. I don't really use the bin that much. I will show you how to use it, the mechanics of it as we go on, but I don't tend to use it too much in my own playthroughs, to be honest. But we might as well while we have the money and nothing to spend it on. So what are we doing at the seeds? Obviously it's we can't really get any summer seeds. So we are going to buy some more grass. And how many bags of this do we get? 4 bags today. Now, could this money have been spent buying a cow? It probably could, couldn't it? But no, I've decided to go buy random bits instead. That will help in the long run, I'm sure. So now where are we heading? I'm not sure, but it looks like we're trying to sort our tools out. So I imagine we're going fishing for a little bit. We sort of tend to alternate between mining and fishing. And yep, it looks like we're going to go and do a bit of fishing. So I presume I speed this bit up as well because the fishing does take quite a while. So yes, this is sped up too. And for some reason I got one bit of trash and that's it. So I don't know why I didn't stay fishing. Very strange. But we put that bit of trash in the bin. And what are we doing? Heading up to the inn? So we're heading into the inn now. I don't know why that's all the fishing I did, to be honest. And we're going to go over to One, who of course sells the more expensive seeds. And we don't have time to grow more pineapples, but we are going to grab some green pepper seeds ready for autumn. So we grab 6 of those. And of course we cannot plant those yet. They'll be for when autumn starts. I'm not sure how many days we'll have per episode when we get to autumn, because as I've mentioned before, autumn is by far the busiest season in this game, I think. So we'll see how many days I manage to put in an episode. So with that, I think we're heading back home. And I just realised, I said we had 4 days in this episode. I actually think we only have 3 days in this episode. So we started on day 23, and I think we're going to end on day 25 today. So I think we actually only do 3 days this episode. So my editing software must have been playing up. That's usually what happens. So yes, this is actually the final day of this episode. I've only just noticed that. I do apologise. I kept saying there was 4 days. I think there's only 3. So the grass isn't ready yet. But we're going to go ahead and speed up while we plant this one. So yeah, sorry about that. This is the final day of this episode. So I hope that's okay. And with that, we're going to help the harvest sprites with the watering. I think we bought 4 grass and we only planted 3. Maybe we only bought 3, I'm not sure. Not entirely sure what's just happened there. But with that, we're going to check our money situation. Not bad. We're going to grab the dog and we're going to watch the telly. So that is actually the end of this episode, pretty much. We've got Mechabot Ultra on the telly. Is it Ultra or Ultra? Not sure. So it's about that time to say the outro. So thank you very much for watching. Once again, apologies. I thought there were 4 days this episode, but there's actually only 3. I hope that's okay for you guys. So the next episode will probably be a little longer because it is going to be the final episode of summer. And that will have 5 days in it, so that might be a little bit longer. And then after next week, we'll be moving on to fall, or as autumn, as I call it. You'll have to let me know what you call it. So finally, good old Farmer Fran. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these. I'm enjoying making them. I love playing this game. I knew it wouldn't get many views, and that's absolutely fine. I definitely think this game is probably more fun to play than to watch, so I really do appreciate that. And I do appreciate you if you've stuck around. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye Embers.